Well, good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Hoskins coming to you from Pure Chiro Now headquarters. I sure hope you heard all this. Sometimes the connection between my computer and Facebook Live is a little bit laggy, but that's okay. We can deal with that. So, stress. We're on that topic of stress. Let's talk about calendar stress. Guess what I just realized? You know, it's in 2 months. Thanksgiving. That means 3 months. That's Christmas, and 4 months is next year. And I've got to go to Atlanta. I've got to go to Kansas City. I've got to go back to Atlanta. I've got to go to New Jersey and Maine. I've got to go to Atlanta again. I've got to go to Columbia. Oh my goodness. And all of that's really before we even get to November. It's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy month. Sorry to be looking down. It's just in my mind, looking at my calendar in my head, it's just like, oh my goodness, what kind of calendar stress have I put myself into? It's all for good reasons. It's all to build business, spread the word of chiropractic, to see friends and family at the same time. So it's all for a good reason, but it is a lot of stress. And the body deals with stress on a daily basis. It does it very well. That's what the brain and the nerve system is built for, is to handle stress and adapt to it so that we can survive and thrive and go forth and be abundant in everything that we endeavor to do. But since we don't live in a perfect world and we don't live around perfect people, we all make mistakes. These things can get out of hand a little bit. And I'm sure, of course, you've never experienced this, but I'm sure that you've been around somebody who has. You've seen when their calendar gets overwhelming how unbalanced and disconnected they are. Yeah, that's what happens. Our body just can't adapt to too much stress sometimes. And that's where chiropractic comes in, because you cannot separate the physical from the mental, emotional, spiritual. You just can't. It all interacts with each other. You know that you can't worship well on Sunday if you're not feeling well. You know you can't balance your checkbook if you're struggling with some um, I don't know, emotional issue. You just had a fight with your significant other or your child or the neighbor. It's really hard to do any kind of mental work and get homework done, even. And so all of these things bleed into each other and influence each other. That adaptation that our brain controls will help you overcome that. So you know that you had the fight. Take a deep breath, maybe sleep overnight after you've reconciled, and next day you can do your books, and it's no big deal. You know that if you're not feeling well, you can muster up enough energy to go and worship well anyway. But you cannot ignore the fact that they all intermingle and all influence each other. Chiropractic comes in because we can help your body not be the stress point. We can help relieve the stress that's in your body. Not that we're treating stress. All we do is help your body get rid of vertebral subluxation, which is that lockup of that adaptation system. So that's what we do. That's all we do. But when your body can adapt, it can deal with the other stress better. And that stress can come from thoughts. It can come from trauma, obviously, and it can come from toxins. So things we're putting in our body that our body can't process well. So all of those things we can help with. All those things we can help you deal with better. But the key thing is, all we ever help with is the alleviation and eradication of vertebral subluxation that has built up since your last visit. And they do build up. They do accumulate. Different people handle it differently. Some can go 6, 8, 10 months, not for a long time, maybe several years, maybe a decade or two, but eventually their body starts to break down just like everybody else's, and they need to have their weekly or monthly check. And that's why we have the monthly plans. That's why we want to check everybody every week. These vertebral subluxations steal the experience of life from you. They steal the expression of life from you. They steal from your family the full you. They inhibit your full expression. That's why we do what we do. And that's why we feel it's so important. And that's why I do all the other things that I do, is so that more people can hear this message and more people can live a full, expressive life like God intended them to. At least until we transition to the other side. Anyway, purechironow.com, beautiful Inman, South Carolina, at the corner of 292 and Route 9, just on the south side of beautiful Lake Bowen. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.